Everyone have a good AM session? Good, good, good. All right, let's get the stream up. Oh, it's not letting me. Uh-oh. Here, let me end stream real quick. I don't know why it wasn't letting me share my screen, but now it is. So we're good. Alrighty. Let's figure out what Price wants to do today. So we've came up, hit the daily Sibby, like we anticipated, right? If you're looking for long-term positions, I think sells from 50% could be good. And then what I'd also be looking at is if we were to inverse, I believe, this hourly gap, because this is the gap that's holding price up, so I think it's significant. We can also look at the 15-minute time frame and see that same gap there, right here. So that's kind of my condition for shorts right now, is if we violate that to the downside on the higher time frame. And then as far as lower time frame, targets for today, we can look at 50% of this 15-minute price leg here, and doesn't really line up with anything, but it's still, I think, a good target to look at. I do think we put in high of day. If we came back up here, though, this would be our lunch highs, right? And then lunch lows are here. So if we get a setup, I would like to sweep one of these and then target the opposite. And then as far as draws on liquidity go, what do we have in store for us today? Not really much. Let's see. So we have this 5-minute last gap in the leg that's holding, so that can kind of be our delivery right now on the lower time frame. If we violate that 5-minute to the upside, that'll probably be our condition for the afternoon to become bullish. And then we have this 3-minute gap that's holding. So while we're between this 3-minute and 5-minute gap, I would not be in any trades. We just created those equal lows there. And then we don't really have any stacked liquidity. We've swept out a bunch. So honestly, I don't see a draw in liquidity. So what that means, at least for right now, is I can't really form a bias. The only thing I would look at as a potential draw is this 15-minute last gap in the leg. But that's not a strong enough draw in liquidity for me to say, like, definitively, okay, we're going for that level. I do like this wick low here as a final TP. And that would be about like our only draw. So I think I'm going to stay on eval until we get a better draw on liquidity. Just for now, right? Because we're not meeting our three conditions for a funded trade, which is time, bias, and model. We're missing that bias function. So because we're going to be just depending on our model, I will look for plays that I guess more so aligned with just like what looks good and, signatures and price versus instead of looking at like plays to get us to a certain draw in liquidity. Is it a valid 2022 playing out right now in the 5-minute? I don't think so because we're still kind of respecting this 3-minute gap. So while we're chopping between this 3-minute and 5-minute gap, I think it's hard to say where price wants to go. I do like these equal lows here. If you believe that we are going to react out of this last gap, this 1 minute, and then inverse this 1 minute to the downside here and target those equal lows as your break even, I don't think that's a terrible trade. I'd probably rate this an A setup. I just don't really think that we can say definitively that we are bearish here with the bias. So A setup, but it goes against bias. Right? Or I should say higher time frame bias. Okay, so I actually really like this candle. I think I'm going to jump in this on eval. I'm not going to overthink it. It might fail, it might not. I like equal lows below. So we'll see. Dangerous within the 3 minute. Yeah, it's definitely a internal versus external situation going on. That's why I'm in it on eval versus funded. All right, so there's the break even. I think a good scale spot is going to be lunch lows here. So that's probably where I'll take profit. All right, well, I just got break even there. So, pretty meh trade. Seemed like a pretty easy break even, so I'm not mad at that. Did anybody get break even there, or was that just me? Break even? Okay, cool. Yeah, and obviously, the reason why it's a good place to go break even is because that's a low instead of a fair value gap. And so, just a break even trade. Obviously, we can't take profit there because it's not one-to-one, so we have to target the next liquidity level. So, really interesting start to PM already, taking a trade. So this is one of those instances, guys, for those of you that are like struggling with taking setups and you're overthinking and overanalyzing. This V shape, this signature and price delivering at a last gap in the leg with equal lows below, you kind of just gotta slap it. You just gotta take it. And, if it loses, it loses, right? We have the 3 minute that's still holding there, right? But this is like a good setup to like kind of train your brain into just taking setups, recognizing that signature and price, recognizing the fact that we're kind of respecting bearish PD arrays on the way down here, and just thinking like, okay, there's equal lows below. Like this is an instant break even. Why would I not take this trade, right? So, this is like I said, coming into the session, I'm gonna take something if it looks good, if it gives me what I'm looking for, and so that kind of gave me what I was looking for there with the equal lows created. So I took it. Simple as that. That's really all trading has to be. If your model presents, you just take it. You don't overthink it. You don't overanalyze. And if it's a loss, it's a loss. If it's a win, it's a win. If it's a break even, it's a break even. What am I looking for? I don't really have a bias right now, Space. I'm just taking whatever looks good because right now we're in a really uncertain zone where we're respecting this 3 minute, but we're also respecting this 5 minute bearish gap. So while we're chopping between these two PD arrays, I don't really know what the bias is, and we don't have a concrete drawn liquidity. The reason why I like this short right now and why I said I was taking it is because we had the equal lows below. It seemed like a free break even trade. Did I take this? Yeah, I took this. I'll post the executions for it. But yeah, like no reason to overthink it. As far as like a long right now, I don't think I'd long because the difference between this long and this short is we had equal lows here as like a good break even, good draw on liquidity. Here, we don't really have that same thing going on. And this is definitely a case of internal versus external on the long here, I think. Right? As long as we're holding this last 1 minute gap in the leg here, which is a BPR, the strongest PD array in the market, I won't be trying to fade that. Same with this 5 minute, honestly. I think the only way I could get into longs here is if we inversed that. I do really like this momentum, so I bet you this is a free break-even trade, and then it just turns into a break-even just based off this close. This is also one of those scenarios where it doesn't necessarily meet the criteria for a break-even target, so we like to target break-evens that are 0.5 away, and here this is just not that. That's 0.25 risk to reward on the break-even, and so for me, I'll sit out of this one, but I'll watch it. Where do you put stop in that? In this case, I would put the stop at here, like the hard stop, at like 517. So it's a big stop. It's like 33 points. So there's the break even. Let's see if this would have been a break even trade. Yeah, so instant break even. So no FOMO there. I guess good way to start out. Oh yeah, by the way, for those of you wondering, I did end up passing those evals this morning. Remember the ones that I said were 20 points away? So we got those done, so that was cool. Can you explain why Dodge didn't like the 1 minute short at 9:52 this morning? I took it anyway and got a scale and break even. Honestly, I was not on the charts at that time. I was really late to getting on today. 9:52. I thought this was good. I didn't see an issue with it. Was there like a 30-second? I don't know why he didn't like it. We had delivery, we had the sweep. He said the reason why was because we had jolts, but like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think this is a good setup. I would take this. So I guess that's where me and Dodgy would differ. He was waiting for the 2. Oh, okay, fair. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess the 2 minute there. I didn't see the 2 minute. Obviously, the setup of the day was that 30-second from the low. I was still checking to see if we'd closed above, and by the time that I confirmed that we'd closed above, we'd already hit the break even. So I missed that setup. This was my setup that got me to pass those evals. This trade here. Took that to the high, and that was my 20 points I needed. So. I'm not going to care so much about jolts, to be completely honest. So I probably would have taken that if the 2 minute wasn't there. So we got that close over on the 1. Obviously, we still have the 5 minute holding price down. I think these are very bullish momentum candles here. We definitely could see price continue to go up here. Obviously, that 1 minute long was a break even. This is where I guess you could try and jump back in, but still, once again, case of internal versus external here with the 5 minute, and then also, I'm guessing there's like a 30-second or something. Yeah, this is weird how price came up here inversed and then immediately started dumping. So this is just weird PA. Obviously this is probably going to end up being a win, right? But we didn't close over there, so you'd have to wait, I guess, for this candle to close, and then obviously the break even is right there, and so now it's invalid. So no entries there on the long side. And then that gap's already been inversed, so you can't use that. So at this point, your next opportunity for a long would either be a confirmation setup or if we inverse this 5 minute gap. Which at that point, I wouldn't take the long based off the 5 minute because it's too high up, right? We're in premium of the 5 minute range, and then we're also in premium of just like the daily range overall. So just not a very high probability setup overall. I'll probably just watch it play out. I think taking this 1 minute short was definitely like the play as far as like a potential setup. And then obviously we were just on the wrong side of the market there. Clearly we wanted to still be bullish because we held that last gap in the leg. I took the 1 minute at 105. Would you say the reason it failed was for the same reason? Because we were between the 3 and 5 minute? Yeah, I'd say so, Trade Boy. It's just not a very clear bias thing right now. And then obviously, the drawn liquidity here just isn't the greatest, right? Taking this long here is you're just targeting like these random highs inside of a gap that rejected, so it's not really that great. Plus, we didn't sweep out any liquidity before getting this like inverse up, so it's probably like an A- setup, just not my favorite trade. You mentioned time plus bias plus model is needed for funded plays. Would you recommend being strict on only taking trades within the macro times when it comes to funded? I would try to stick to that. Yeah, Meek. That's what I think. That's the highest probability time. So we souped out this high, and we're once again rejecting. So I'm guessing once we break this 3 minute, that will be like our confirmation short. Once again, this 2 minute signature and price is, what we're looking for as far as a V-shaped setup. But like I said before, we need a good draw on liquidity. We had it before with the equal lows. Now we don't. So not something I'm going to be interested in until, like, let's say we were to inverse this 3 minute. If we have good momentum here still through this next 1 minute candle, giving us the 3 minute close, that could be interesting, at least down to this low. I don't know what the stop would be. I think it would be like if we came down here and closed below, the stop would have to be there, right? Because that's the next 3 minute gap. So you combine that. So that's 50 points. And then you go to break even at this low, and then your target would have to be like here, like this swing low instead of the fair value gap. I mean, really, really tricky trade here. Just a really big stop loss. I do really like this momentum. If you're also a fan, then this can be a trade. I just don't love the stop loss. Had SMT at the lows for the long. Oh, okay, fair enough. At 105, you mean? Or what do you mean? You just meant the one we just got right now. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so there was an SMT there. So no 3 minute close below there. So I guess that's why we kind of rallied there. Fair enough. Fair enough. I missed that. I didn't have my ES chart pulled up, so now I have that pulled up. Thank you. Yeah, we have lots of news for the rest of the week. Trend friend. The 3 minute is never going to inverse? I guess not, and that's okay. You know, if we chop between these two, there's not probably a valid setup for us here. Where did SMT indicator that you put on yesterday? It sucks. So I took it off because it doesn't pick up on SMTs like half the time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like when I put it on, it was missing what, like 4 30-second SMTs that we got, and that's not good enough for me because when things are like um, happening very quickly, like for example this morning with that 30-second entry, you can't have time for like delays or like misinformation, right? I'd rather just not have it. But yeah, all right. I guess now that we're kind of cooling off, um, we'll probably go over this morning's trades around 10 minutes after 2 o'clock, um, because I think that's when price will start to like calm down a little. But like while we're forming 1 minute fair value gaps, I kind of want to stay on the chart. You think if on two 50K Apex accounts, if I full port one for shorts and one for longs, we'll hit, right? That's the strat. That's one of the strats. And then the other is, you move your buy limit and your sell limit in opposite directions, right? And you put your buy and sell limit in areas where they shouldn't be broken if we're to remain bullish or bearish. And then if they're broken, that's a sign that like we're really going to move. And so after that, you would move your take profits 30 points in either direction, and then whenever that hits, you just cancel your order. That's like the final strat. But it might jujitsu. It's like I don't know. It depends. Like there's a chance that like we wick um in both directions and we don't end up hitting the final TP and Trilly Drawdown stops you out on both accounts. So that's like worst case scenario, which is why you always do the third option as well. But I think if you're buying the 90% off, you could just do all three strats and you'll be okay. I always have a big fat chart of ES on the 1 minute open and it makes it easy. I set horizontal raise and set alerts on trading view are underused. True, yeah. The 90%, do you have a code? 90% will be Thursday. By the way, I forgot to mention this. MFFU is doing 25% off for their expert accounts right now if you use my code. And it gets you an entry into a free straight to funded if you use my code. Like just at all. So, how's it going, Chris? Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu, if you want to go 10 cons, for sure. I like to do 5, but yeah, 10 would probably be easier. LV, I saw your yeah, it's just reliable. I saw your message in the mentorship about the class about prop firms, and I think that'd be a good thing to go over. What's the expert account as opposed to the standard? I think the expert account is just basically like a Top Step account. It's really similar. It has like end of day drawdown, 2K drawdown total instead of 2,500. There's no scaling plan, and I don't know. I don't think there's consistency rules either. Yeah, that's the difference. There's no payout limit. Thursday, gotcha, LV. I have a one-on-one on Thursday. Tom, is that with you? Oh, Tom's not in here. Wait, MFFU accounts as accounts without payout limit? I think so, yeah. Hey, Tom, do you want to switch our day for the one-on-one from um, Thursday to tomorrow? Because Thursday is going to be the day before NFP. Unless you'd rather focus on learning on Thursday versus like taking trades. Mark, it'll be in the morning. Is not valid 1 minute long. We're just between two FVGs right now, so like it might work. The momentum looks good. We're not really delivering from anywhere, and we didn't get a liquidity sweep, and we don't have an SMT. So like this is probably a B plus setup. Okay, so that's probably how I'd rate that. Oh, okay, Tom. Yeah, so we'll stick for Thursday. That's okay. I was just wondering, if you wanted to change that up. I know some people don't like trading the day before NFP. Do you record the one-on-one? Please accept my friend request. Try to DM you some questions about one-on-ones. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Here I'll request you. I think my DMs are open, so I don't think you need to add me as a friend, but I can add you regardless. Oh, it says you're not accepting friend requests. You have to add me. I do record the one-on-ones, by the way, Billionaire Big. So really good reaction there from that candle. Somebody DM'd me this morning, and they were telling me that there was like drama in the Signal Bots and Chill group. The free members that are in there listening to Tino and all that. Even though like nobody's paying, and like there's no signals or anything like that, people were mad because Tino missed the 30-second long or something. I thought that was funny. I don't know how you're gonna get mad at somebody when you're not even like, I don't know. Like, yeah, Fahrenheit. I mean, this this is like one of those moments where you can anticipate bad PA, right? No good draws in liquidity, chopping between opposing PD arrays. I mean, this is like a no-brainer, really easy to tell when price action is going to be bad, right? Like we can see this. This is literally what we talk about all the time in PM. Talking about when to anticipate bad PA. Now is the time, right? So, well, the thing is, Jacko, that is free, but there's a reason it's free, right? I mean, you can go and sit in there and listen to Tino or whoever else is yapping or talk about stuff with the members, but you're just not getting the same quality. Yeah, for sure, Johnny. You can impart some wisdom. No FOMO for me today. I actually caught the trade for the day for once. Nice, Jiu-Jitsu. Very good trade. Yeah, I didn't. I was checking to see if we closed over, and it instantly hit the break even. This is what I took. stop loss there. And then I just took it to here, and that was 20 points, and that got me to pass the eval. So, pretty nice. Yeah, for sure. In order to get a trade here, we really just need to get out of this 3 and 5 minute range. Like we're just stuck right now. Maybe we'll see the 3 minute inverse here. We have another 2 minutes before that candle closes. So, would I take this 3? I don't think so because the risk reward kind of sucks, right? So let's say we close here at the optimal close. Stop loss is 46 points. To the break even, it is meeting our break even threshold of 50, but I mean 50 point stop to 25 point break even, and then you have to target like here as your first TP. So it's just a weird one. I wouldn't say it's a quick break even either because it's like 25 points away, but we'll see. Obviously, depending on the close too, is whether or not I would take this. We still need good momentum through the close, and if we don't get that, then it's probably not a valid setup. I think I would take this really light if I was going to take it though. Like maybe I will take this on like eval just to try it, but yeah, I could not take this full size at all. This would be like a two micro trade. So 3 minis, yeah, exactly. So we got 20 more seconds before the close here. Let's keep an eye on if it actually closes below. It's 10 more seconds. All right, so there's finally the close below. I don't know what I would rate this setup. This is just like a weird one. We have delivery from the 5 minute. We don't really have a sweep. So I'd probably rate this like an A minus setup. A minus. All right. What about the tiny 2 minute? Oh, true. Yeah, we are still holding this tiny 2 minute. Yeah, that definitely could hold. So that probably degrades the setup. You're right. I guess B plus. Like I said, I mean nobody's taking this anyway, right? We're just kind of observing. Yeah, I mean it's a big stop. It might work. It might not. I mean, I'm like trying it super light on eval. You know, I'm not. I don't really think it'll hit. I'm just something to do. I'm sick of just sitting here just like watching trades, and it's an eval. We have 90% coming up, so might as well. We do have an SMT coming up here at ES. I will watch that. I think that might be where I go to break even because it will be kind of far enough away for me to go to break even. It'll be like 10 points. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably end up getting break even, then it'll work, but I don't really want to fade an SMT here when we've been bullish all afternoon. So, no SMT quite yet. We made equal lows. Let's see. Here comes 2 o'clock. Maybe that'll get us going here. Yeah, so like that's probably where I go to break even, just because of the SMT there, and we got 2 o'clock coming. All right, so we're kind of coming down here. All right, all right. What was my draw during AM? First it was the data high, and then after that it was the 4 hour unfilled gap that we left behind from yesterday PM. I remember that. So that's kind of what we're reacting out of now. We did close the 4 hour, and we did not close inside the gap. So we definitely could see bearish PA coming forward from here. Now that we've inversed that 3 minute to the downside, I definitely think bias is bearish now. Let's see. It looks like we are going to get that first take profit for about 45, 50 points here on the short. So I guess that's good. So there would be like your first take profit if you were in this. I guess I'll just get all out there. Why not? So interesting trade there. I think the final take profit is still going to be this 15-minute gap that I had marked out from the beginning of the session. So we'll just keep an eye. But yeah, this was like a good level to target because it's a low instead of a fair value gap. So, Trend Friend, you're out of here? You took that? So, 3 minute here. Yeah, 1601 profit, 2 contracts, add 1 after the slight pullback. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. Get off. You got your one and done for the day. All right. So I know that we went into the trade saying that it wasn't the best. I still don't think it was the greatest trade in the world, but I'm working on just like taking more setups that kind of align with what I want to happen in the day. There, I wanted the unfilled 15 minutes, so that's why I took it personally. And I'm not risking too much on the trade, and like I said, on an eval, so not that big of a deal. But yeah, just because it worked doesn't mean it was technically a great trade. It was okay, right? Like market maker model delivery out of the higher time frame, respecting the 5 minute there, 3 minute gap finally inversed. But obviously the issue with it is just risk reward stop size is kind of big. So it's definitely up to your discretion. I took it just because I was only in with like a couple micros, and if you size light enough, it's a good play. But all right, sounds good, Trend Friend. Yeah, it's definitely discretionary. It's up to you as a trader. If you like to be able to take on big stop losses and that doesn't impact your mental, then maybe that was your trade for you. If you're not a fan of big stop losses, then that probably wasn't a trade for you. So definitely up to you as a trader. Exactly, Agus May. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Like 40% is like it'll work like, or sorry, not B plus means it'll work like half the time is what I think. Um, did I take the 30-second today? I took the 30-second confirmation setup. I did not take like the bottom 30-second. I wish I'd taken that setup, but I spent too long like looking at it to try and see if we'd closed above, and by the time that it, I'd figured out that we hit the high. So I just waited for that. That's what I took. But yeah. And then I just took this trade right now, and I took this 1 minute before that. This short down to the equal lows. So when you figured out it had closed above, it had closed above. Is that what I said? Sorry. When I figured out it had closed above, it had already hit the break-even level, the high. If you had enough conviction, there was a tiny 1 minute before the 3 minute close. True. I think there was like that 2 minute we were looking at. But yeah. We'll see if this 15 minute hits here. Is anybody still in this? Like holding a runner down to that low? Okay, cool. Chris, yeah, you're always in these trades. So yeah, this is our target. From the top? From what? From up here? You took like the 1 minute short here or whatever, this tiny little gap. Is this a market maker sell or do you think we bounce because we're in discount? I think we could bounce out of the 15 minute here since it's the last gap in the leg. It's unfilled. We have a breaker here. We have the order block here. I think this will be difficult to get through unless we're higher time frame bearish. This gap getting inversed would make me believe that we're going to run the lows on the daily, which definitely intrigues me. That might be options position time on the higher time frame. All right, Trend Fred. Have a good nap. 1 hour could inverse. 1 hour definitely could inverse. That's the other piece of the puzzle, too. We still have like an hour before that happens, though, so we'll just see. But yeah, there's the boom. There's the 15 minute. Let's go. All right, good trade. All right, so there's final TP. Who took that? Let's see some executions. Three minis? Nice, Deep. All right, cool. You guys all heard me say I was in that, right? We didn't hear the click. Could have been April Fools. Yeah, I moved my mouse away from the mic. Um, but yeah. Yep. Yep. Nice, Amy. Nice. Let's go. Um, wow, this momentum is kind of picking up here. I don't know. We're getting in this 15 minute and we're not really seeing a reaction to it. Are we about to dump the entire move? Sounds good, Meek. So 2 alerts so far. 1 win, 1 break even. That's not too bad of a day. So now we've hit this 15 minute. I think in order to see longs in play, I would need to get more structure here. Maybe see price come down, sweep out this low again, and then get like a long from there. As long as we hold this 15 minute, I think we're bullish still. If we reject through this and we just, come back down and start heading for New York game session lows, then obviously, we're bearish. We do have this tiny 1 minute here. There's also a 15-second that kind of did well. This is like one of those 15 seconds that I would probably not take because it's not singular, right? Same thing with this one. It's not too obvious. So even though like it matches what we want as far as like, price going from inefficiency to inefficiency, it's just not exactly what I'm looking for when I take a 15-second long. It's not like that one setup I took that one time during AM. It's not that. This 1 minute is once again somewhat interesting. Stop loss on this is a lot tighter than the last one, but like I said, I think I'd prefer to see more structure here. I do like getting this long though before we hit the 5 minute, because the 5 minute seems like a clear draw on liquidity as far as like, where price needs to go next. If we want to go from inefficiency to inefficiency. But I would rather just sit this one out, especially after taking a nice win like that last trade. So what would I rate this setup? I'd probably rate it swept the low, delivery, decent momentum, not great. So I'd probably rate it A mechanically because I don't really know what the bias is right now. We're between a 15 minute and we rejected a 5. It's going to kind of depend on if we hold this 1 minute or we hold these gaps above. That'll kind of tell me like, okay, we're probably going to continue to head lower here. continuation shorts here. Not really a clear 1 minute gap. We have like these two that you can combine into one. And then obviously your break even would be just below that. We rejected out of that 1 minute there, and obviously we're looking very bearish here on the higher time frame. We're just slamming through this 15 minutes. So assuming we get like a decent close here, break even to the low is better than 1-to-1. Doesn't look like we're going to get a good close, but it's a little bit of a weird target since you're shorting into a 15-minute. But, I mean, this momentum is just telling you that we want to go down here, right? We want to make the sell side of the curve. So, this could be like the creation of our manipulation leg that I wanted to. So, assuming that this is our manipulation leg, this would be like that. I'm obviously not taking this because the break-even is probably too close now. It's bad risk to reward as far as like a break-even trade goes. But had we gotten the close a little bit further up, like maybe up here, I might be interested in that. Oops. No sound. How long? 216? Oh, so I just missed that. Okay. Are you going to pay attention to 815 red folder tomorrow? Probably not. Def below 50% of New York range on both. I don't know. As far as like a short here, that short I was just looking at, it would have been decent, but it is a short in discount of the higher time frame range, right? That 15 minutes. So probably not as high probability as this trade. And then obviously the risk reward to the low from the model entry is pretty bad, right? So not something I'm interested in. But I would rate it like a setup. Just no sweep. So there's the low for that. I guess that would be your break even, right? And then if price were to come back to, I guess, here, which is where we closed, that would be like the break even for the trade. But yeah, already guys, I'm thinking that this is the start of the sell model unless we come back up here and inverse these gaps back to the upside. And this is like our manipulation leg. Hopefully this is sweep for buys. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for too. I mean, I don't really know, like, because now there's just no drawn liquidity, like, to both sides. Like, we can just basically target previous session lows, and that's kind of like what we can do. The short here was better for a drawn liquidity because it was an unfilled 15-minute. And when I started the day, I said I think I'd rather be bearish here, but I just didn't know until that 3-minute broke, and then obviously it did break, and that was our trade. So now that we filled in this 15, I won't really know what our bias is until after we break it. And then as far as a draw and liquidity goes, I don't really love targeting like this low, although this low is no longer protected because we swept out the highs. So we could use it as a target, but it's like a low that swept out another low and turtle souped it, which aren't my favorite targets, turtle soups. Didn't we get close to 50% of the 15-minute leg? What do you mean the 15-minute leg? Do you mean like the 4-hour? Because we almost hit that, but not quite. We did hit 50% of this 4-hour leg, so maybe that's why we rejected as hard as we did there. Originally, I was looking at the daily range for 50% level, but no, I guess we hit the 4-hour 50%. So honestly, that's okay that we reversed where we did. That was good. I liked that. This is actually like price is being very, very nice on the higher time frame right now. I'm really liking this. Especially the 15. The 15 looks very clean. Is this a valid trade? Let's see. That is a valid trade. I probably wouldn't go to break even where you did. I would go break even just at the high there. So that would have been a break even trade for me. But yeah, that's technically a valid trade. The reason why I would go to break even at the high there is because it's a high instead of a fair value gap. All right, Adrian. Peace out. What are we looking for? We're looking to see if the 15-minute gap inverses to the downside to continue our bearish bias. So right now I am bearish. Yeah, for sure, JB. 2-minute long, hopefully. I don't think I want to get long here. I don't really love the reaction that we're getting to this 15-minute. We would have probably needed to see this low get souped if we were to get bullish, and we're not. We're closing below it, and you know, it's seemingly heading lower here. This next low inside this for value gap here would be like another potential soup point, right? And we'll just kind of see the reaction to us taking that. So entry-wise would be, I think I would probably need to see the 15-minute gap get inversed first before I look for any entry, and then maybe we can look for an entry based off the 5 or the 3-minute time frame, and like a 1-minute or 30-second confirmation setup out of that. I don't think price is going to come back for this. I kind of feel like these are like breakaway gaps, but we'll see. So there's that low, I think. Yeah, I think we swept it by a tick. So there's that. This would be our last potential reversal spot. Well, guys, if I would have held the original entry there, I'd be up 125 points right now. I guess I should have done that. A breakaway gap is just a fair value gap that shouldn't be anticipated to be retraced to. And it's treated as like a very bearish sign in the market. It's just a gap that's going to basically exist without being filled in until we hit the next liquidity target. So when I say like I think this is going to be a breakaway gap, I'm essentially saying that I don't believe price is going to come back to this. So when Chris was asking me what do we need to see for an entry, I'm saying I don't think we're going to get an entry from up here. I think it's probably going to be from down here. How do you know if a gap will be a breakaway gap? You don't. It's completely hindsight. It's like main use that I use it for specifically is for like identifying potential places for an entry, right? Like I think if we come back up here to tap this gap, I think we're just going to keep going higher. I don't think this is going to be a situation where we need to come back up. Price needs to fill in this gap and then we head lower. I think we're either just going to keep dumping straight down, or if we come back up to this gap, we'll just inverse and we'll go back to the highs. And yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, this breakaway gap is kind of around 25, but I don't know. Usually you expect gaps to be filled if they sit around 50% of the range. And this gap, if you look at like the 5-minute range here, is at 50%. But then again, you don't know when the range is going to end here because we're still dumping. So like probably what will end up happening is we'll just keep dumping through this. And then 50% will most likely be a gap that's like somewhere down here because we'll hit the low or whatever. Basically, like, you know, a gap is a breakaway gap whenever we start forming multiple fair value gaps in a row. Yeah. What Chris said. Right? And if you look at this range, I mean, you can see where 25% is right now. It's pretty clearly right here. If we box this off, 50% of 50% is 25. So there you go. But to me, breakaway gaps are just hindsight. Like, it's not really like something you need to be paying attention to. It's just one more thing to add to your collection of things to think about. Like right now, like I think the primary use of looking at this breakaway gap is just like, okay, if I'm bearish here, I wouldn't expect price to come back up to this gap. That's essentially the idea. 5 minutes until 30-minute close. True. So yeah, we will keep an eye on the 15-minute here. I think if we violate CE of the 15-minute, we can probably know for a fact that we're going to inverse the 15. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. This 1 minute gap is very obvious. So this is going to be probably our roadblock for the foreseeable future. I'm guessing, you know, if we hold this, then maybe we will be bullish. For this 1 minute, we came down and we didn't really violate CE of it either. I mean, we might have closed below it by a couple ticks, but that doesn't really matter. And then as far as like a 30-second entry, we don't really have one. We have this 2 minute here. Obviously, the main issue with it is the fact that we have the 1 minute right above it. That's a BPR. So you just got to be careful. I think this momentum up, though, is pretty strong. So, yeah, bearish bias, right, to complete the market maker model, but not married to it. Like, if we respect this 15-minute here, then obviously that's not bearish. Oh, wow. Okay, pretty V-shape on the 15-second here. Swept out the highs, delivering now out of the 2 minute gap here. This is probably a good 15-second entry. I'm not going to rate the 15-second, but this is what a good 15-second entry would look like. And then obviously break even at the low inside the fair value gap here. So there's that. So break even there. Let's see if this would be a break even trade. No, Chris, no. I don't have any expectations right now. I'm not married to anything. I think we're bearish, honestly. But I don't really know what price wants to go for because there's not really a clear draw on liquidity right now. You know. Yeah, but we are bullish overall, aren't we? I'd say yes, as long as we're holding this 15-minute. Like higher time frame, we're technically bullish, but the lower time frame looks like it wants to complete the sell side. So there, break even trade on that 15-second. 15-minute gap has, or not 15-minute gap, 15-minute candle has 1 more minute till the close. We'll keep an eye on that. So this is just a retrace. Yeah, it might just be a retrace to that last gap in the leg here, right? This is a BPR here, so we could just be retracing to that, or, you know, we have the breaker here, the order block. Like, there's a lot of things that could hold price up here. I just don't know why we would be, like, retracing at this point in the day. I feel like if this was just a retrace, we probably wouldn't get it until tomorrow. We'd probably just chop, and then, like, we would get, like, AMD to the downside here, and then, like, this would be, like, our 10 o'clock reversal, and this would be, like, our condition. Is if we closed over that. Like now that's going to be our condition for the afternoon session is if we come up and we inverse the 15-minute to the upside, that'll tell us that we want to go higher again. So yeah, we're about to form that in 2 seconds. So there's that. And now, yeah, I mean, I guess we could like potentially look for a short from the 15-minute here. That could be like our entry. But while we're sitting between two 15-minute gaps, I probably don't want to take anything, right? We're back in that same condition as earlier where we had the 3-minute and the 5-minute. Didn't really know what price wanted to do until after we inversed the 1, and then price immediately went towards its intended inefficiency, right? Got a bearish SMT. Yeah, where? Oh, you mean just like at the high here? I see. Thank you. Yeah, so this 1 minute here has a bearish SMT. So I guess another confluence with that 15-second short there. So the 5 minute here isn't overlapping the 15 minute. We could come back up to the 15 and never hit the 5. So that's good as far as like our breakaway theory goes. Didn't Dodgy mention in his boot camp to not trade if the candles form a megaphone pattern? Looks that way right now in the 15 minute. I actually kind of like trading megaphone patterns. That's weird. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see it yet. I don't think we have like a megaphone pattern yet. This could just be AMD on the higher time frame here, right? Here's our accumulation here. We manipulate down, sweep out this low, distribute up, and then now we're kind of getting the opposite thing, right? We could also be like accumulate, 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 AMD on the lower time frame, and then if we look at like the 1 hour here or the 4 hour, okay, accumulate, 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 manipulate up, distribute down, inverse this 1 hour, inverse the 15 minute, inverse that, target the daily lows, right? So we could have just been, this could have been our manipulation leg here to tap into the daily SIBI here, tap into the 4 hour, and you know, this put it in our high of week, and now we go and target like the lows the rest of the week. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's my bias, my intended bias for the week. That's kind of what I want in order to get bearish too, and buy like longer dated contracts. Megaphone is essentially we keep making higher highs and lower lows, and we like get this like this is what Megaphone looks like. So we get like that, and then we get like that, and then we get like that. That's Megaphone, right? And you can see that's like the shape, right? If you think about like what a megaphone looks like. Oops. Right. How's the 2 minute? Like I said before, I wouldn't trade between these two 15 minutes now. I'd probably wait for one to break. So, I mean, mechanically, it's like a probably A minus setup just based off this momentum we're getting and the fact that we don't have a liquidity sweep here. But I guess we do have a liquidity sweep. We swept this low inside of the fair value gap here, so maybe an A setup. But I won't be taking it because we'd be longing into a 15-minute bearish gap. For sure, Nate. So no gaps here to get bearish. Looks like we might get choppy for a bit here until the next macro. This short was really good, right, on the 3 minute because we were in the macro time, right? You can see how price has just been really respecting these macro times over the last couple days. This is all like before the macro time, right? And then right at 50, we kind of get this like manipulation up, okay, to start the macro, and then we just distribute down here, okay? And then what happens right at 210? We basically hit our last target, which was the 15 minute. We sweep out that low, and now we're just chopping again, okay? And now we just got to wait for the next macro time. Are you guys really like getting it? Like, are you getting like the purpose of like waiting for time to align and how much higher probability like um, trades are in the macro. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was like a really good example, and then like today, I mean, we're just killing it with the macro times. Yes, but so hard to be patient. Yeah, I know you want to take every single setup, but it's not about the money. Um, it's about the process. It's about the model. And clicks sound per trade. It's about going to watch the bank account. Yeah, the process. That's funny. There's an ism at my dad's company. You know, it's about the inches or something. You know, every inch you gain towards your target um, is better than like trying to like focus on like these really large like windfall things, right? It's better to be taking base hits and like following like you know the process, you know, gathering those inches instead of trying to um, you know just focus on like the marathon or you know whatever finishing the road is going to be more beneficial to you in the long run because you're going to be able to fall in love with the boring parts of what makes a trader profitable instead of just focusing on the exciting parts of trading, right? Um, what's another thing? Good anything in life, whether that's like having good skills, good relationships, good, you know, I guess balance or I don't know, will allow whatever your intended outcomes to be to follow, right? It's all about putting in the time and the effort, right? Like if I want to become super fit, right? I'm obviously not going to get there by doing, one really extreme workout a month and binge eating the rest of the month, or I'm not going to get there by just wanting to say I want to get there. You got to fall in love with the process of like getting fit, which would be putting in the time, being disciplined, doing it every single day, even on the days you don't want to, and showing up, right? And that's kind of what you're doing right now by not taking trades that meet your own personal criteria, your model, not necessarily focusing on the money aspect of trading and more just focusing on like improving your own ability to discern good trades versus bad trades and being able to handle your emotions when inside of a trade. Those are the things that are going to make you profitable, not the money, right? Reversal. Time, turtle soup, OB, FEG, IFEG, drawn liquidity, correct? Yeah, and IFEG and FEG can be like interchanged. Yeah, that's the method. Bryce, while we're sitting between these two 15 minutes, I believe so, right? You can clearly see the difference in price action that we get once we've gotten out of that ranging, you know, gap situation, right? Where you have opposing gaps holding up price or pushing down price, right? Here we have this 5 minute that got hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, right? And then you have this 3 minute below that you can see how many times we just chopped inside of it, right? And so that's going to be the same situation, I believe, here with these 15 minutes. Is as long as we're between them, we're probably going to see choppy price action once we break out of them. Most likely in a macro time, then we will see, better price action, right? Is it Wordle time whilst we're in this chop? I don't know. I have a question for all of you. I know that, like, we play Wordle and we play these New York Times games, but I don't ever want you guys to think that, like, I'm distracted or, like, I'm not, like, trying to make the most of your time because I know you guys are all, like, obviously paying to be here, right? And so I don't want to, like, take advantage of that or, like, make you think that I'm not focused on the charts or educating. So I guess let's run a poll real quick. We've been doing Wordle for here or in here forever. Do you guys want to continue to do that, or would you rather we take a break from doing that for a while? Here, I'll make a poll real quick. I know a lot of people like it, but it's up to you. Should we keep playing NYT games? Yes. No. Okay. I don't play. I can't understand English. I don't care. I'm leaving. Oh, okay. Goodbye, Chris. Could get 30-second long here. Yeah, I think I'd watch the 2 minutes still, right? We need that to close over. Singular gap here. Okay, so the majority still want to play. I mean, we have 15 votes. I guess we'll get more of a definitive answer as we get more people to vote, but Yeah, I just don't want you guys to think that like I'm not paying attention or all we do in here is have fun. I want to try and get learning and education in as well, and find good trades and whatnot. Alrighty, well, I guess I think 60-40 is a healthy majority, so I'll pull it up in the meantime. Too much of the ABC rating rubbish. Yeah, I tried to be clear today, Chris, about the entries I was taking. I actually thought today was one of my better days as far as like being like, okay, I'm in a setup or I'm not in a setup. Trying to be clear with that. The A setup thing, I try and be clear on. Like, basically, the ratings guide is giving you guys an idea of like what you should be looking for in the model and what types of setups are like rated A or B or whatever, right? Um, what a really good setup looks like, what a not so good setup looks like. That's kind of the idea behind the ratings thing. What up, Digital Nomad? But yeah, real quick, I did do something cool. If you guys know more, so I don't know if he's in here, but we were playing BO2 during lunch, and he set up for me, and I hit a trick shot, so that was cool. Oh, so a little trick shot this afternoon. Um, but yeah, let's pull up Wordle. So you guys know how to play. Um, Trying to guess 5-letter words. If the letter that you guess in the word that you guess is green, it's in the correct spot. Yellow, it's not in the right spot. Gray, it's not in the word. Apple. I hate the word apple. We're not starting with apple jiu-jitsu. We can't do two. We can't do double letters as our first word. Trade. All right, yeah, we can do trade. All right, so it was an apple because there's no A in the word. We have an E. Yesterday was booty. Yep, we got that in 4. You want to start with create? Okay, 11 is a 6-letter word, Mark. No, you're good. Value. It can't be value because E is not in the last spot, right? Epoxy. It could be epoxy. We can try that. Okay, so X and Y aren't that common. But yeah, so no epoxy there. So E is not in the first spot. E has to be in one of these spots. Try sever. Can't be sever because there's no R. Dream can't be dream because there's no D or A. Steve can't be Steve because there's no T. And I don't think Steve's in a word. Steve's a word. I have a guess. Okay, it could be like begin. So we are in the macro time now. We did end up respecting this 2-minute gap, so I feel like that's a little significant. I guess I'll guess begin. Okay. SMT here, ES tapped low. Yep, bullish SMT now. So E's in the second spot. So now we have to guess words that have E there. So if I had to guess, it's probably not a double E. I think there's probably a U somewhere in this word. Maybe here. And we haven't guessed an S yet. So maybe... Is there like a word that's like this that we can do? sewer? It can't be sewer because there's no R. It could be Jesus. Is that a word? Wait, that was crazy. Okay, so we're down to the wire now. It's just E's, so maybe it is double E here. Or it's like this. It could be like Jewel. Who's Jewel? Alright, there we go. Got it done. I didn't know Jesus was a word that was accepted. That's crazy. I didn't even think Jesus was a word. You play Connections? Yeah, we play Connections in here. Let me do that next. Yeah, yesterday was Booty. Today wasn't Jesus. Today was Jewel. Wow, this is a weird one. Yen, euro, dollar, pound. I don't know. Maybe that. Yeah, but what do they have to do with it? I feel like it's meant to be like there to throw us off, like all letters, because there's an X here too. So what about the X? I feel like this might have to do with the keyboard, honestly. So if we look at what's in the top row on the keyboard, we have parentheses, we have the plus sign, and we have the ampersand. Anything else? I guess like the enter key? Angle X plus parentheses. Why would it be this? Math stuff? Yeah, but so is the plus sign. So maybe it's this? The X is with the check mark? Oh, wait, this could be it, right? Like, X marks the spot, check mark thing, arrow. What else? What else could it be? Anything? Maybe I'm thinking like too deep into it. I don't get this. Am I overthinking this overall? Okay, we'll try RPON, but it's not going to be right. Yeah, see? So 2 of these are together, 2 of them aren't. 30-second long? No, we left equal lows. Yeah, I probably wouldn't take the 30-second here. Try plus and an X. I kind of want to try stuff that's on the top row of the keyboard. I want to try this. No. Okay, so 2 of these are together, 2 of them aren't. Wow, this is tough. Yeah, that's what I just tried. It didn't work. Yeah, we are pumping up here. This 2-minute looks a little interesting. I don't really love the fact that we left relative equal lows there, but we do have a bullish SMT. So bullish SMT delivering out of the 15-minute. We have the unfilled 15-minute above for break even. If we hit the 15-minute first, I probably wouldn't take the trade. I don't know. I would need a better close here, I think, on the 2-minute. This is good, though. This is like the same idea as like this trade almost. Kinda, except like we still have the 15 minutes here. Like we don't know which one's gonna hit. I think I would take this and then just go break even at the 15. But I think I'm done for the day, honestly, because I got the short. So there would be like the entry for the 2 minute. Obviously, a really quick break even. You can either choose to go break even at the 15 minute, which we're about to tap there, or you can choose to go break even at that high. I think either way, we're probably going to get it. But yeah, there's like the 2 minute entry. I guess you probably got break even if you entered there and just went to break even at the 2 minute. I mean, at the 15 minute. I really like this momentum, so I figure we're probably going to hit this. But I don't want to chance a 15 minute civvy that we just tapped into for the first time. I just don't really love it. If we got the close below, like down here, that would be so much better. Because then, like, the 15 minute target's like at least 12 points away. And then, like, that's not bad. Like, that's a good, healthy break even point. Okay, so I'd for sure be break even there because this is a high instead of a fair value gap. So, yeah, I'd for sure be break even. Is anybody in the 2 minute here and it's not break even? One. No. Okay. We'll just keep an eye on it. Let's see if it would have been a break even trade. Yeah, so it would have been a break even. No FOMO there. I think that's a good break even. Are we still within the 1 minute? No, we're not. We closed above duh. Okay. Well, we got 3 o'clock incoming here. Do we have any more ideas for connections? I literally am so stumped. Right angle. I have no idea. So 2 of these are together and 2 of them aren't, I think. Plus and, okay, but like, what's the category? We already finished this. These were options that we could have picked. Multiply, gotcha. Ah, okay, Trader Nate. And then what's next? I don't get. I feel like the parentheses have to go together, right? I mean, I guess they don't have to, but so we came back in here, created like a 2022 situation here on the 2 minute. Right, right. Where's the tick? Oh, the check. Right, and then what's the last one? Right parenthesis. R for right. All right. Emoticon mouths? Are we for real? Bro, how did we get that? That was crazy. All right, so 2022 kind of working here. We had this 15-second setup that formed. Would have been I believe, a break-even trade, right? Because, oh no, I guess it wouldn't have been a break-even. So this is that 15-second signature and price I'm actually looking for to take a 15-second trade. So it's this. So whenever we form an obvious 15-second gap that manipulates into like an unfilled FEG. So this 2 minute, and then we get a long from it or a short, whatever, right? So I guess I missed that, but oh well. All right. Last thing we'll do today is the crossword. Since strands is kind of impossible to play as a group. So we've came back up here, almost tapped in this 5 minute. I'm guessing if we tap into it, that's probably not bearish, because I thought that in order for us to be bearish here, we need to treat this as a breakaway. So now that we've came up and filled it, I'm kind of expecting price to just run this. Which means maybe we can look for a confirmation setup. I guess this 15-second was our confirmation setup, but it's okay. So we will see if my theory is right. I mean, we could always still reject this, right? Because let's take a look at the 5 minute, I guess, 50% here. I mean, this is where we'd look to see price reject from either there or like anywhere in this gap, kind of. So if we do reject from 50, like I guess that would still be bearish, but I do believe that we're probably just going to see price violate this gap that we created, because we respected this. This is still like a pretty bullish, price action on the higher time frame. So I guess we'll see. 1 hour did inverse to the downside, but because we held the 15-minute, I don't necessarily care that we inverse the 1 hour to the downside. I mean, I guess it would be significant if we like came up here and like hard rejected the retrace of the 1 hour. But yeah, I guess we'll just see. Right now, it's pretty 50-50 on bias. I don't really know. With what was left on while making this puzzle. San Diego baseball player, pair of symbols on a drum set, Monopoly token, retired in 2013. C1 across, capital of Egypt, like a temporary committee, bit of April Fool's Day foolery. Ready to go between. Ready go between. Geez, am I like dyslexic? Singer Collins. Okay, so Phil. 1 is Cairo. 6 is hi-hat. With 8 across, what was left on while making this puzzle? I don't know. Like a temporary committee? I don't know. This is what? Prank? Are we saying this is prank? Ready, go between. I don't get it. Ready, set, go. San Diego baseball player. Padre, right? Yep. And then iron, and then caps lock, right? Cool. Very cool. So the macro time gave us this little run up here at 250, and then we started to chop as soon as we hit 3 o'clock. So same idea as before with the PM macro times, just more of the same. We are kind of getting that, consistent chop. We're still between these 15 minutes, so we'll see. If we continue to run up here, that'd be good, because that goes along with the idea that these are our breakaways. And then our entry for a trade would probably come after we inverse these 5 minutes, maybe we see a confirmation setup. Yeah, that's fair, Trade Boy. To me, I would want to see the 2 minute get inversed because this is a case of internal versus external, and we respected it pretty algorithmically this whole time. So for me, it has even less to do with the equal lows and more to do with just that, internal versus external. Unicorn setup. Yeah, maybe off this 3 minute breaker, I guess. Can I explain order blocks? Yeah, so whenever you see price action, you know, look like this, right? This is a bullish order block here. This is an efficiently traded block of price. All of the price action that occurred between 403 and 387 is considered efficiently filled because we had the same amount of orders bearish, probably filled, and then a similar amount of orders bullish, probably filled, right? So because we have similar amount of orders filled in the same amount of price range, both bullish and bearish, there's no reason for us to go beyond this price level if we're truly bullish, right? Whenever we form a bullish order block, or in the case of a bearish order block, we shouldn't see price come above it because the market wants to go from inefficiency to inefficiency. So if this is an efficiency, okay, an order block, then it's going to take a lot of effort from the market to violate this efficiency to go target the next inefficiency below before coming up and taking out inefficient price action up here, right? Like this unfilled 5 minute would be considered inefficient, right? Inefficient PA or 5 minute FEG, I guess. Okay. So because of that, you can treat this as like, okay, if we break this, which if we break this, it's called a breaker, right? That tells us that price is very bearish. Or if we support it, that means price is actually wanting to go target its next inefficiency, which in this case is an unfilled 5 minute, right? So that's kind of the idea behind order blocks and why they work. Okay. We do have a 1 minute short delivering out of the 5 minute. We have an unfilled 5 minute below as our break even. So I think this is a good setup. As long as we don't hit the 1 minute low first, I suppose, to make it go invalid, right? Let's see. Pretty mid close. Target the 5 minute there. Are they more powerful than FEG? No, I would say IFEG and FEGs are more powerful than an order block. I don't see anything wrong with this setup. There's the break even, I guess. We're 12 points away. That's a good break even target. Your first scale could be the 5 minute here. Is anybody in this 1 minute? I mean, V-shaped setup out of a gap, like. Only problem is it kind of goes against like the overall idea of bias right now, being that we're respecting that bullish 15 minutes, so technically higher time frame still bullish. But I really didn't see anything wrong with it. That looked good. I didn't have enough time to sit there and rate it and explain why it's that rating or whatever, so I just said it looked good. But yeah, I mean, no brainer here, kind of. This is your first take profit. So there's first TP hit. That was what? 2.7R? Jeez. Oh no, we missed it by a tick. Was that clear? Like as far as me talking about the setup? I mean, I've been saying I'm done for the day, but me saying that looks good, like, or could I be more clear? It's the model, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hold your hand and be like, okay, guys, this is exactly what to do. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like if you know the model, like this is pretty clear. The reason why I said it's not the greatest close in the world is because I don't really like to take closes where the candle's like closing up on the close. But I mean, I still like the signature and price, very V-shapey. This is one of those scenarios where taking profit a tick before is going to kind of help you out, right? Because we're just sometimes going to barely miss our targets, and like right there is like the textbook example of that happening. Right, we missed it by one tick, and then looks like it's probably going to be a break even on the rest. So there you go, the power of taking profit one tick before. There's the break even. Up to you if you want to call that a win. You know, I think I called the 5 minute, but obviously it break evened beforehand. Maybe you got lucky and your fill was a little bit better than the actual break even spot was, and you're still in this. But yeah, probably a break even. Cool. I'm not gonna say that that's anything because didn't say I was in that unfunded, but it's a setup. Price action's been very good today, actually. I mean, we've been operating in the macro times, getting our setups during them, and then chopping outside of the macro times, coming back, filling in efficiencies. So it's doing its thing. Oh, it's tomorrow for 8:15 news. Price action has been amazing. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I don't know if we're gonna get like a big news week off of 8:15. We'll just see. Normally, the Wednesday NFP news that comes out isn't the market mover. It's really NFP on Friday. That is. So we'll just see. I think tomorrow we'll get a lot of news candles, quote unquote news candles, because of Donald Trump speaking.
Hey, Bucko.
Hey, what's going on?
Did you guys take that 1 minute long?
No. Why would you take the 1 minute long?
Bro, how?
We had equal lows below, and we had a 2 minute to the left that was holding price down, internal versus external.
Dude, there's an SMT.
Who cares about the SMT, internal versus external?
Bro, that was literally textbook. I literally alerted that to my group chat. I was like, if this breaks, I'm longing.
Yeah, that's total cap.
The
I don't believe you.
Bro, they weren't even equal lows, and it was an SMT. I can't tell if you're trolling.
I can't tell if you're trolling.
That was lit. I'm not.
Okay, buddy.
Dude, there's no way.
This breaks your rules. Internal versus external. There's no way you're
Bro.
taking that. This is the April
Dude.
Fools of a lifetime right here.
We're delivering from discount and we're delivering from a fair value gap though.
Hey, I'm gonna hit one that you would say here.
And
I'm
already bullish bias.
You should be already done for the afternoon anyway.
Yeah, you should, but still. Wait, did no one else take that? Did actually no one take that in chat?
I hope not.
Bro.
Chat, he's baiting. Don't fall for the bait.
I'm not.
He's literally baiting, bro.
I'm gonna do a poll.
He's trying to get you guys to answer so he can make fun of you. You'll
No,
see.
I'm not, dude. I swear in my life I'm not. Dude, this is the wrong day to be April Fools, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. We actually, I said that this 1 minute short was like a decent idea, but it just didn't go along with higher time frame bias.
Dude, the bias is bullish.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I said it didn't go with higher time frame bias. I said that this should be a breakaway gap if we're bearish. So if we come back into it, we're probably just still bullish. And yeah, that idea is kind of working right now. The breakaway gap. What are you up to?
Making a trade recap, doing a poll, and asking how many people are taking that.
Okay, okay.
I guarantee you, most of you are going to type 1. Dude. Look at trade recaps, bro.
Dude, you got signal bots, bro. I don't know what to tell
Dude,
you.
this is not signal bots. That was a perfect play. If there was no SMT, probably not, but the SMT was obvious as hell.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like the SMT, but I still would have only taken the 2 minute there. Off that idea.
Nah, dude.
Interesting. Yeah, I think he's gonna discount the equal lows because the SMT traded void. But still, I think the bigger issue is the 2 minute there. That's like textbook internal versus external.
Yeah, but there's an SMT where we delivered to discount. We're already delivering off 15-minute gap. That was a textbook, dude. The target would have been that intermediate term high inside that fair value gap at 19,450 or 19,461.
Well, I would have targeted 450 there because we had the 15-minute gap.
Yeah, probably 450.
Yeah. All right, one more example of an instance where me and Dodgy trade a little differently. There you go.
Not that we don't trade differently. It's just you don't trust your bias. You gotta trust it. You gotta trust liquidity. By the way, this is an A+ 1 minute short here.
He just dogged on me for saying that this was a good short because of the higher time frame bias, but now he's calling out a 1 minute short here. I'm so confused.
I know, but this is the death candle, bro. I can't fade this.
Okay.
And we're delivering out of a fair value gap.
I'm not taking this.
I mean, it's A+. That's all. I'm just saying it's A+.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
not saying whether you could take it or not, but it's an A+ setup.
Signature and price is good. I think I'd probably wait for the 2 minute here, to be honest, if I was going to take this. Break even at what? Like this 1 minute low here? To 454, 455, whatever that is.
Let me see.
This break even sucks, and then this one's even worse because of how far away it is.
I'll go break even at 450.
Okay.
Let's see if it even triggers.
Oh, the 2 minute? Yeah.
No, the 1 minute hasn't even triggered yet, dude.
Oh, I thought we got the close below there. Oh, I
No,
guess
there's
a
another
tiny
small
one.
gap.
Tiny one. You're right. With a 1 tick gap. My bad.
Pay attention, buddy.
2 minute hasn't closed.
It's so hot. It's so hot here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, crazy hot. Dude, I didn't say I miss you back to Peyton earlier, and she didn't respond.
Damn.
But she said, good morning, missing you. And I didn't say it back. All right, well, doesn't look like we're going to get the 1 minute rip.
Rip.
Oh, this 30-second though.
Okay, bro.
If you don't alert this, you might be cooked.
Dude, I can't take
Alert
anything
it.
he's saying seriously right now. Just
Alert it right now. I'm just kidding. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
all right. See. Yeah, 30-second. Yeah, no. I mean, I guess delivering out of the 2 minute, no liquidity sweep. So like ace setup, but also long inside of 5 minutes. Sibby goes along with bias. Drawing liquidity here kind of sucks. So up to you. This is like our confirmation setup, basically based off of the original 2 minute long. Me personally, I'm done. There's no way, right? He's definitely trolling about this 1 minute setup. I'm being April Fool. That's what this is. There's no way he's saying that this is A plus. I mean, I get the momentum is like crazy good here, but we had this 2 minute here that we needed to break first. We've seen stop run candles like this all day just get retraced. So I don't know. Like here, for example, right? Like this is a good move up. This is 411 up to 446. That's like 30 points in 3 minutes. And like if we got this, he's probably not taking that, right? So I don't know. Cliff, don't be confused. Don't be confused. It's okay. Just a little discrepancy between I guess the way that I trade and the way that Dodgy trades. This 30-second here, what did I say it was? Like an A setup? Because no liquidity sweep. Mechanically. You're gonna mute me, Chris? Okay. Go for it, man. If you have conviction in this, go for it. I just did it because we had the 2 minute there, so little difference in trading, I suppose. Yeah, this 1 minute, right? I think it's $400 Jiu-Jitsu. It's a little expensive, but it's good value. Oh, for the mentorship, I have no idea. I think it's on a person per person basis. I think you have to schedule a call for that. So we did hit the break even there. So that's the break even for the 30-second. Incoming Dodgy Boom real quick. Let's see if he joins back. Oh, he's still in here. Okay, cool. And then yeah, that's a place you could scale. Where would I scale next? I'd probably scale next at this unfilled 5 minute up here. I mean, that's a little far away. That's like another 30 points. So maybe we could find an opportunity on the way up here to scale another contract. But honestly, there's not really like another good scale spot. So I guess we can just head up to the 5 minute.
Dude, this is literally the worst possible day to be April Fools.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. Who took this 30-second setup? I really like how price respected the 2 minute there. So yeah, went along with bias. Good, like, trade idea here. Just missing the liquidity sweep, and then obviously bad draw on liquidity, I think. Yeah, for sure, Jiu-Jitsu. Um, 2 minute inverse. Yeah, we do have that coming up. I mean, obviously, this is just like a void, kind of to the right. I mean, to the left. So we're just gonna see price continue to probably move up here until we hit that last 5 minute, and then after that, we will probably get a roadblock, and then we have this 527 high here, which is the high inside of a fair value gap, and then after that, I guess final TP would probably be lunch highs maybe, which is also high of day, so I don't know. Maybe here for a third TP, and then I really don't know. Like, the take profits here are so weird for this trade. Travis, only if I can get the max payout. Max payout would be 1,200. If I can't, I'll usually just keep trading until I can. Wow, today was a really good PM session. A lot of opportunity today. Um, so yeah, kind of slowing down here now that we've completely filled in this 5 minute gap. That was probably like another potential like scale, I guess. It was us filling this in, but I like to scale at liquidity targets, not really like gap fills. So I don't think I would do that, but we'll just continue to watch. Another like stop run candle here. If you're in off the 30-second, you're probably about to get break even, maybe. Yeah, so there's the break even for the 30-second trade. So little scale plus break even there. We got this 2 minute inverse to the downside. Break even would be this low here. Really good momentum. Goes against bias a little bit here, and then obviously we have this gap that's still holding price. We don't know if that's going to break. This might just be like another potential entry here on the 1 minute. All right, Fahrenheit. How did the 1-to-1 model do today? Did you take like everything you saw and just took it to 1-to-1? It seemed like it did pretty well in PM. This was a good 1-to-1 trade that worked. This down here was. This worked 1-to-1. Good so far. If you don't mind, would you share your stats from today? Okay, wow, this 1 minute is kind of interesting looking. Still respecting that 2 minute no liquidity sweep here. It's over different accounts. Oh, okay, yeah, don't worry about it then. Wow.
Yo,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
better alert this
yeah,
shit.
exactly.
You better alert this
Yeah,
shit.
I know. This is pretty crazy.
Alright, goodbye.
Goodbye. Dude, I want to alert a guy so bad, but I have to like respect my rules and like just be done for the day, right? Like we have to be done for the day. I'm just hoping it hits the high first, so I don't have to. Oh, we have an bearish SMT now with ES. Oh God, it's gonna trigger. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, invalid. Whew, whew. That was a close one. um, gotcha. Okay, Fahrenheit. So yeah, no trade there, obviously because invalid. But yeah, I mean, pretty crazy momentum up. Pretty easy break even target. Is anybody in the long regardless, even though it went invalid? We have the 5 minute there coming up. That's probably where I would take first profit on this long. Like definitely could have entered early there. It was just weird because like in the last, I don't know, what was it, like couple seconds there? Let's see. Where was our close? Like here, you see how like on this candle at 31.55 we just pumped up there and made it invalid, and then down here there was still the chance that we might not have closed over. So that was like a little bit of a weird close there, but whatever. There's the take profit there for the long, and then do you guys now get the idea behind the breakaway gaps, right? There are gaps that formed that shouldn't be retraced to, and if they are, that's a sign that we're actually bullish, not bearish. This is literally that playing out in real time. So bias today has just been spot on. Like we have not been wrong at all today. So very easy day to read. Last roadblock is obviously going to be that. Once we get through that, I think we're clear to this high. This would be our second take profit for the trade. Any questions about today? Anything that needs to be clarified? Do you not look at S&T? Took the 2 minute inverse on NQ based on the S&P with this, but not sure if you look at it. I did not take the 2 minute because I was done for the day, but I do look at S&Ts whenever I enter trades. I liked that, and I said that this was a good entry. It was just a break even, right? This was good. The only issue with it was obviously we were running into a 15-minute SIBI, and until we started to violate this with good speed, we didn't really know that we were going to break it, right? Because we were in between two 15-minute gaps, and we were pretty bearish. But then when we started to violate it with speed, coming into like 3:15, the start of the macro, that's when it was like, oh, okay, gotcha. We're bullish here, actually. But yeah, no, I definitely look at SMTs. They're very important. Yeah, I mean, this is just going straight up. Really, really easy buys today. Is anybody in a long right now? All right, trade boy. Catch you tomorrow. All right. See you later. Okay, so we have a 30-second long here. Just like another continuation long up. This is what I think we would consider an FU long. Really high in the range, but probably still works anyway. Um, we're about to inverse the 5-minute up. Are we about to see an FU long fail? I guess the only way that this fails is if we don't close over the 5-minute here. Wow, price action today for PM was just incredible. I'm kind of just chilling right now, guys. I'm waiting for 350 to see if we go hit our final targets here for the longs. There's the break even for the FU long, I guess, and then probably he's gonna break even trade. So figures, but is what it is. I want to stick around for 350 macro, but dang, this is getting choppy. By the way, we got the 5-minute close over. Sorry, I'm late to pointing that out, but I think it's just pretty clear to the highs at this point. All right, Dodgy's calling out this long. Let's check risk reward on the play. All right, 75 point stop, break even there. TP, I guess here at high a day. Let's get her done. 350 macro. Hopefully, it will get us there. $15-minute got smacked there. Do you guys see why I said like us closing below the 1 hour here doesn't really matter as far as bias goes because of the 15-minute held? This is just showing that. All right, so break even for the play is about to hit. So actually, I guess there's the break even, right? This internal high here, I missed that, or intermediate term high. So if you want to go to break even there, that's a good break even. And then first TP would probably be that high inside of a fair value gap, and then second TP would just be at high of day. I know it's not 1-to-1, but it's like 60 points, so I think it's okay. Is anybody in this? One. You break even, Frosty? All right, good man. 1 micro. Okay, okay. Yeah, so a high or low inside of a fair value gap is a place where stop losses are going to be, right? So us coming down and taking a low inside of a fair value gap or a high inside of a fair value gap, it's like us taking out the draw on liquidity that, like, here, I'll draw it. So here's a gap, and then here's like a low, okay? Us coming down again and souping out that low is taking out the stop losses from that initial low. Okay. And so if if sell side is dole and we run the dole, the market is going to want to go from liquidity point to liquidity point. And since we are in a bullish FEG, that tells us that price could continue higher after the bearish draw has been hit. Okay? So, in summary, stops taken, sell side liquidity ran at the low. If sell side is drawing liquidity and we run the draw, the market is going to want to go from liquidity to liquidity point to liquidity point. And since we are in a bullish FEG, that tells us that price could continue higher after bearish draw has been hit. That's essentially what a soup is, right? Or a low inside of a free value gap. Because price is still supporting bullish price action, right? We're still getting delivery bullish, and we've eliminated our bearish draw. All that's left after the bearish draw has been ran is bullish delivery plus bullish draw, which equals bullish bias, which is why soups like this commonly work. And then vice versa with the high, exactly. Okay? So that's the general idea. So Doji's first target is this line, and then obviously high of day, second line. Really, really easy PM session. We do have a 30-second FU long here. Coming right into the 350 macro. I think this one gets wrecked because usually, like, I don't know, macro times have this tendency to like manipulate beforehand, but we'll see. There's the break even, and it would have been a break even trade anyway. Okay, 350. Equal highs there. Probably just going to run those right now. Yep, there's that. And then first TP here in about 9 points. If we can get there. More equal highs left behind. Good sign. Uh-oh. Don't want to inverse this 1 minute to the downside. Can we not drag this, please? Whatever. I gotta remove that. We kind of have like an LRLR thing going on now. It's a little steep, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much, but kind of algorithmically how we're hitting that trend line over and over and over again. Yeah, sorry there's not a whole lot for me to talk about here. I mean, I already kind of have mentioned everything as far as like what I was anticipating for the day. Said I liked the 15-minute as draw, came back up here, inversed these 5-minute gaps, said if we did that, we'd come up for these highs, and now we're just awaiting it. What's going on, man?
Look at my reply. Look at my comment in chat.
Hi there. I'm trying to get the same trade as Dodgy, but I only have NAS 100 on my funded account. How can I know where to enter, please? Hey, bro. We all gotta start somewhere, man.
Oh my god, bro.
And there's TP.
There's TP1.
You. And then high day.
Yep,
Dude, this would be crazy. This is 100 points.
I know.
And 55 is gonna like send this thing too. Wait, decent. He's spamming people?
Who is?
The Mohammed guy.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, PM was better than AM today.
I know, this is good.
And AM was super good.
I know.
Last week, or like during the Sunday night class, somebody asked me like what my expectations were for this week, and I was like, really good price action. Like, that's about it.
Sorry, dude. Dude, Peyton didn't respond to my text because I think I said, she said, good morning, missing you, and then I never said I miss you back.
Yeah. Chad, unless I have
Isn't that
deja vu,
funny?
he already said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Send her, I don't know, flowers or something for missing the good morning text.
Your girlfriend texted me this morning.
Oh yeah.
She said, good morning, let's hop on Fortnite. I need you to carry me.
Mm.
And then she said, baby at the end.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like 2 years old. See ya.
We're strictly babe. That's it.
Oh, really?
That's how I know.
I'm strictly sunshine, babe, queen, most beautiful girl in the world, darling, honey pie.
Wow.
What else? Dookie, cookie.
Wow. Wow.
Dude, we've all sorts of names, bro. Pookie,
Wow.
yeah, that's one.
Wow.
Dude, we have all sorts of names.
All right. I don't think I'm there yet, but hey, maybe one day.
Dude, I'm not even dating this girl until like this. All right, goodbye.
All right, goodbye. Hey, if you guys want to unsub after that, I don't blame you. Wait, what was the April Fool's prank? Nomad? I missed that. What did he do? Did he like call out a setup is really good when it sucked? Yeah, a soup? Oh my god, dude. I told you guys he was going to pull some shit like that today. Did I not say that that was going to happen? So at least you guys had like the heads up for that. Someone gave feedback on it. No. Oh my god, were they just like livid? Dude. The signal bots, man. They're really showing up lately. Honestly, Dodgy just needs to do that every once in a while. Just like alert a setup that's like totally against his model, just to like, you know, thin the herd. Yeah, exactly. Here, we'll start doing that in PM. We'll do one setup a week that's just terrible. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, well here's 4 o'clock. Doesn't look like we're gonna get there. Well, actually, maybe. Let's see. We'll wait out the 1 minute candle here. Who held this long, like, from anywhere down here? Cool. Very nice. Yeah, honestly, like, if we don't get there by the end of the 4 o'clock candle, I'd probably just close the trade since it's getting pretty late here. And I know a couple of you guys have Tradeify or Take Profit or Top Step accounts that, like, will close the trades out at 410 anyway. So, I don't know. Up to you, but that's probably what I would do. Even if it's going to hit, you know, who cares? Alrighty. And I guess on that note, I'm going to wrap up stream here. You guys have been great. Really insane day for PM. Probably the best in the last, couple of weeks here. So let's hope for more days like that this week. And yeah, I will catch all of you tomorrow. The 90% off bakers for Thursday. So we'll get that posted. All right. All right. Peace out, everyone.